And we're live from the 313 and the 404, episode 145. It's the Everybody Mad. It's a live podcast. So we want you to be in a part of this. It's Thursday, the first day of August, 2024. I don't know how many days Biden has been in office. I don't know what month this is. Actually, you know what? This is Black Business Month. I do know that because I'm doing something with the museum. So I did know that August is Black Business Month. So all you Black entrepreneurs out there, or Black business owners, we're celebrating you this month. But welcome to our show. My name is Ced Lover.
Hey, what's up? I'm Kenya Cabine. Thank you very much for checking out the Everybody Mad Live podcast. We got a great show lined up for you all. It's been a minute, so welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you for checking us out. Shouts out to all the new people checking us out and to all of our old fans that are always checking us out too. We really appreciate you all tuning in to see what we got popping. And it's a lot of conversation and a lot of stuff going on in the country, which actually brought us back together, because I feel like there was just some stuff that we really needed to talk about and share our opinions on. So that's why we're back. We are back for that.
Yep, it's a good time to do it too. Election season is here, and I know, well, the cat's out of the bag a little bit because it's been this is the fifth show we've had all year.
Damn, man.
It's 8 months and we've had 5 shows.
So for the people that like really follow us, what do we need to tell them exactly what's been going on? I mean, honestly, we've both been busy and we've both been lifing.
Yeah, both been busy. Both been.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
What is that? Find my phone. Oh, I think I hit something on my watch. My bad. We did a couple shows. We were on target in January. We did 2 shows the first couple of weeks in January, and then after that we fell off. Part of that reason, obviously, and I shared maybe the last show, because the last show we did was in May, but I shared in January. My father passed, so that was part of kind of a little bit of a kind of a downtime for us in January, going on through that. And throughout those other months, I had some other family members who actually transitioned as well. Some friends and family who also transitioned as well. I actually lost. We don't say lost, because when you say lost, that means you don't know where they are or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I know where my cousin is. But she suffered from breast cancer, and she transitioned late May. So that was kind of like where we were with our May sort of situation. And we were close to. She was my cousin technically by blood or whatever, but you know, old school families in the South, a lot of us grew up together. My uncle had all girls, my mom had all boys or whatever, and we grew up in the same house. So sometimes it's about 8-10 of us staying there at the night or whatever like that. So we grew up less of cousins and more so like siblings and that sort of thing. So just kind of getting back from that. But so now back to some life where we have, but we see the world has changed, because Biden said that he is no longer running for president. So that's one of the stories that we'll cover, because there's a brand new person on the Democratic side, because we missed out literally the whole year. We ain't gonna give y'all a recap of the whole year what we missed, but we'll just catch you up from this point right here.
Yeah,
we also will be covering the other side. So we got the Biden side. Biden's dropped out. Kamala is in. The other side, Trump has picked his running mate. So we'll talk a little bit about his presidential candidate, his vice presidential candidate, as well as his little episode he had yesterday. He went to go talk to the Black journalists in Chicago yesterday. And as you know, Trump with a lot of Black people usually don't go well. So we'll show you some video from that as well, Kenya.
Yeah, then we're going to tell you all about, everybody has an opinion now that Biden has dropped out. A lot of people, they have opinions on Kamala, and it's surprising. It's always, we always are going to, expect to hear opinions from the left side. It will be the right side, right? Which one is which, Sid?
Yeah, the right is on the conservative side. The left is considered the progressive and Democrat side.
Progressive. Okay, so the right side, we're always going to expect to hear from them and their thoughts on Kamala, which can be very disparaging, but it's always shocking or surprising to hear when Black celebrities have something to say. And there's 2 Black celebrities that have strong opinions about Kamala Harris, and that would be Judge Joe Brown and comedian Amanda Seales. So
she a comedian?
I guess that's what she calls herself.
Well, she ain't never made me laugh. Bless her heart.
So we're going to tell you about that. Also, too, we're going to tell you about there's more police brutality that's happening in our country, and more just crazy, senseless murders is happening right now.
Yeah.
Police, and we're going to fill you in on what's going on with the Sonya Massey case. And also, too, it looks like there's a New York State judge that made some very racist remarks that's actually about to get her kicked out of her job. So definitely keep it locked.
Yeah, that's a good thing. So we might as well get the show kicked off. There's a link down there, a Linktree/Everybody Mad, if you want to be a part of the show, because we love guests to join in. So you can do that. Just put that link into your chat. We'll put it into the comments as well, so you can visit us there and give your opinion on any one of the stories we're talking about and join us on the show. But without further ado, we'll go ahead and kick this thing off.
All right. Well, everybody ain't mad. I'm very happy, very excited that Kamala Harris is now the Democratic nominee for president of the United States. And she recently held a star-studded rally down here in the ATL. A lot of people said they were in attendance, but a lot of people are talking about Megan Thee Stallion, who performed at her rally. And I have an opinion on that. I don't know if we have video or not before we, just jump.
We always have video.
Yeah, we got the receipt. So there she is twerking at a presidential rally.
But she toned it down a lot. Let me look. Look how she's dressed.
Well, she toned it down because of what she had on, but still, I just felt like it was just a little bit inappropriate. I felt like we could have gotten another celebrity just to represent, because the reality is, I feel like Megan's dancing has overshadowed the whole rally. From what I've seen, I'm seeing, like, media-wise, because that's all everybody's talking about is Megan Thee Stallion. They're talking about Quavo. I know Quavo got up from Migos, and he had something to say at the rally. And again, I'm all for Kamala. I want her to do well and everything like that. But I feel like Megan Thee Stallion's appearance there, and just, she could have even performed. Maybe if she had like a song that was a little bit more inspiring, but maybe the song choice, where she got up and performed and danced, I felt like it was just inappropriate.
I totally disagree with you. And part of that is because, like, we just got to realize we're in a new day. Politics can't just run the same way it used to run. Let's hear a little bit from President Harris.
And Megan.
She even fit a mention of the Atlanta native into her speech.
Donald Trump, on the other hand, has been talking a big game about securing our border, but he does not walk the walk. Or as my friend Quavo would say, he does not walk it like he talks it.
He don't walk it like he talking. But no, I'm like, and I heard that, and like, to me, because I went to Megan's show in Detroit when she came here, so I know what her set looks like. So comparing what I saw in person to what I saw on TV, yeah, she toned it way down.
Okay.
She's not wearing a bodysuit; she's wearing a pantsuit. She's fully clothed. Even her dancers, like with the twerking, like they didn't twerk, they didn't squat down and twerk like we normally twerk. They twerked like it was a real conservative twerk, where it was a lot of wiggling of the body in addition to, like, the butt. Like, normally, like, you twerking, you just shaking that ass. But with this, like, they were doing a lot of arm kind of shaking and kind of moving the body or whatever to kind of emulate like a typical twerk. So, like, to me, they did a lot to kind of tone down that typical sort of thing. But, like, my thing is this, like we always wonder why the young people don't have a connection to the political process and that sort of thing. We always wonder why they're not as involved in that sort of thing. So this is a rally. It's a political rally designed to really get people inspired. It's not really designed for the viewers on TV and those who are watching. It's designed for that local audience so that they can see those people who are getting ready to go. It's like it's a get up to vote sort of thing. So it's designed kind of like a pep rally for them. So you want the energy, you want the excitement, you want people to be real hot and high by the time Kamala gets on the stage, so she can keep that energy going, and then she'll wrap it up, finish it up. They'll still be high leaving it, and then they'll be ready to go, do whatever work they need to do to volunteer or help put out help people get registered to vote or whatever volunteer work that they're going to do in their own local community. So that to me is what those rallies are or whatever. It's not made for like a boring, so like it's not your typical sort of campaign speech to me, like in, oh, she's accepting an award or she's on some stage or debate. To me it's a different audience, a different environment, and a different sort of kind of goal at the end of it. They're just trying to get people excited about the campaign. And to me, that's what you do. Like, I know that, like you're in Atlanta, so you're close to Tasha Cobbs and you got Jacqueline Carr. You got some people who can give you that sort of inspirational sort of music and things like that or whatever. But that ain't gonna move the people because everybody ain't a fan of gospel and that sort of thing. But gospel would have probably been more appropriate in that setting with that generational crowd or whatever like that. Or maybe you could use some R&B or because maybe you're in Atlanta. But the thing is, Megan is a hot artist. Megan has also gone out and endorsed Kamala too. So she's a part of that kind of infrastructure as far as we're going to use my voice and my platform to promote you. So she's already on Kamala's team and that sort of thing. So it Quavo too. Quavo's already met with her on several different things on top of that or whatever. So to me, it makes sense to utilize people who are already supporting you in other ways or who you're already working with in other areas of life and that sort of thing. But the overarching thing to me is get those people excited about the candidacy, get those people excited about what they're doing, and then to be relatable. Sometimes you can't bring all these artists that are safe and conservative and that sort of thing. You got to relate to those audiences that we have some difficulties in them understanding how they're connected to this process or whatever. Like when Meg Thee Stallion's fans see that she's connected to that opens a door so that they can be more connected to the campaign as well.
Yeah, I understand that. I just feel like it could have been maybe just a different, maybe a different artist. I understand Megan; she's hot right now, and I totally get celebrities endorsing presidential nominees because that's the thing now. I mean, look what Trump did with Amber Rose, Hulk Hogan. So this is what politicians are doing now. And this has been done for years too. I just think that it could have been. I just would have liked to see Megan even just get up there without the twerking. That's just my take on it, and I'm just gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna stand on that too. I just feel like it's a presidential rally. Let's be just a little bit more. Let's just pull it in just a little bit. Just a little bit more. She pulled it in. Just pull it in just a little bit more. That's all.
Well, don't even perform in hell. Get your ass off the stage and don't perform because, like, I don't know how much more she could have reined it in. Like, to be honest.
But that's the thing, though. Everybody's got an opinion. Like Tony checking in.
Coming in from the viewers. Looks like homie Tony said that I'm really with Madam Vice President, but I feel like she's pandering too much to the black people. I think she's going to get the vote anyway. But the Quavo and the Quavo and Megan Thee Stallion quotes like, I make a mean batch of collard greens is going a little bit too far. It's coming off less than presidential. Sorry for the bad spelling. I'm driving. No, all good, Tony. Thanks for the comment.
What up, Tony?
Checking in. Yep.
I didn't know that she's made the comment about the collard greens, though. I didn't even know that, though.
Yeah, I didn't hear that. But like then too, like part of that, and we'll cover a little bit of this too. Like you got when Trump, you got people questioning her ethnicity, and like in America, like we got problems with understanding ethnicity versus nationality versus race, because they're all can be separate things. They all don't check the box of white. So if you're not white, then like you may be mixed with several different things or whatever. But we'll talk about that too.
Well, yeah, we're going to talk about that now. Seth, let's talk about the role of Black women in politics and the significance of Kamala Harris' candidacy. What do you think about it? I mean, because there are a lot of Black women in politics behind the scenes, outside, like in DC, and even like just even in different states and stuff like that. How important do you feel that is, and do you think that she has a chance to win?
Yeah, I honestly think she's going to win. You know what? So if we back up a little bit, maybe a month ago, when what was after the debate and everybody was wanting Joe Biden to drop out of the race, I was one of the people that's like, I don't know, because still in the back of my mind, I remember when Kamala ran for president back in 2020 also or whatever, and then she was one of the first to drop out of the race. So I remember kind of that sort of story. So I was a little bit nervous about her taking the reins of being at the top of the ticket, and her herself running for president, because we already know how 2020 ended up for her or whatever. But to me, based on what we've seen over these last week and a half or so, and just people just galvanizing and coming together about it. We don't have this in the news, but some of the things that did happen is that she had all these separate calls for all these different constituencies. Black women kicked it off a couple of Sundays ago, and they had like 34,000 women on that raised $1.6 million for her. Black men followed it up the next day and said, hold my beer. We're going to have 55,000 on this call, and we're going to raise 1.4. White women said, we're going to beat all y'all. And we're going to raise what, like 2-3 million or whatever. And they had 140,000 on their call. White men said, we're going to beat y'all all and raise $4 million off the call for Kamala Harris or whatever. So just seeing her have that ability to connect with so many different constituencies, I think is real important too. And then you have the true converse of who we're running against. On the one side, you have Trump, you got a white man, you got an old white man.
Yeah.
On this side, you got a younger Black woman who you got someone who came into politics with no experience, Trump. So you got someone who has all the experience. She's been a district attorney general. So she's won statewide elections. She won this U.S. Senate. She's won vice president because she had to get votes to become vice president. As well. So all that stuff, and then with the DEI sort of candidate and that sort of thing, and the DEI mentioned, that's because white folks out here, some of them want to say the N-word now or whatever, so they're just using that in place of it. So to me, it's appropriate that we are battling that, and I say we because I am for her campaign.
Me too.
We're battling all that racism and all that misogyny and all that patriarchy or whatever. So it's really appropriate for a Black woman to be that person. And then too, Black women have always been the one to save us from ourselves. Black women really built this country in large part because who was taking care of the homes, who was cooking, who was taking care of the house and all that stuff, even in the early days and that sort of thing. So I love the fact that we got a Black woman going. I just hope that we just keep the momentum and the energy to push her home.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, Ced. You all can leave your comments. Let us know your thoughts on these hot topics. We still got a lot more stuff to cover. You know, I believe that Kamala, the thing though with her though, Ced, I know that she is going to face a lot of challenges, a lot of potential challenges. And I think the main thing is just dealing with racism, right? Racism will probably be like the thing that she's going to have to deal with. Of course, we're going to get more into the craziness that Trump just said at the NABJ convention yesterday. But let's keep things moving. Let's talk about Kamala, because Kamala, she has not chosen a running mate yet, but Trump has chosen a running mate, and his running mate is named JD Vance, and he was announced. I'm sorry, say it again.
No, go ahead.
And he was announced as Trump's running mate this year, and it was a surprise choice because this dude once compared Trump to Hitler, so it has everybody scratching their head like, why did Trump choose this dude who has publicly dragged Trump in the past? This dude even has a book out called Hillbilly Elegy, which is, and he's actually come under fire for remarks that he's made about Kamala Harris and other Democrats too. I think we have some video on him too, right?
Yeah, I probably got some video of JD Vance.
The most recent thing that he's come under fire, he's made comments about women having children, and he's saying that Kamala wouldn't be fit to be the president because she doesn't have any kids.
Here's that video.
Run in this country via the Democrats, via our corporate oligarchs, by a bunch of childless cat ladies who are miserable at their own lives and the choices that they've made, and so they want to make the rest of the country miserable too. And it's just a basic fact. You look at Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, AOC, the entire future of the Democrats is controlled by people without children. And how does it make any sense that we've turned our country over to people who don't really have a direct stake in it?
Yeah, so let's fact check real quick. Kamala is a parent. She has 2 stepchildren with her husband of over 10 years, I think closer to that 12, 13 years, something like that or whatever. So she is a parent. Pete Buttigieg is also a parent too. He has kids with his husband Chasten. So just a fact check, when they talk, they don't be talking right.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I think is to me that begs because almost saying that like if you don't have kids, then you're not
worthy.
Yeah, you're not worthy. Like you shouldn't have as much of a say into what this country looks like and where we go and that sort of thing. And that's crazy because people without kids pay taxes at the same level as people with kids. And then too, we don't know why people don't have kids. It could be by choice, but it also could be by medical sort of situation. It could be that they lost their children. They could have had children, but they no longer have kids because something might have happened to that or whatever. Like it's a thousand different ways why people have that. And then too, America's not this nuclear family with a husband and wife and a boy and a girl. Like families can have any sort of ideation or any sort of look that it needs to have or whatever. And I think that that's just saying that like only people with biological children should have a stake in how this country is ran. And that's just totally crazy because you have people like me, for example, whatever. Like part of the reason that I can help out so many other people's kids is because I don't have kids of my own. So like I can help out when, hey, somebody needs some books or maybe you need this for this fair, you're going on a field trip or whatever like that. Like I try to be very benevolent to the kids I'm around, obviously my nieces and nephews that I have or whatever. So I do a lot to support whatever I can with them. But if I had my own kids, I probably couldn't do it at that same level or whatever. So I'm like you can't just judge people by what you think a family should look like because people have their own sort of lives that they live and whatever that case may do or whatever. And then too, a lot of people who don't biologically have kids still love kids to the point that they still do things on behalf of those kids that don't belong to them. So you're going to tell them that they don't have a voice?
Yeah,
they
exactly.
shouldn't be able to say where their taxes go or have any sort of feedback on that. Like that's just asinine, but it's just kind of consistent with what that party is trying to do is that like they want to control life and the way we live as opposed to controlling things that make life better, like taxes or controlling racism or like discrimination, controlling equality, that like fighting things like that, as opposed to having these sort of social sort of constructs and ideas that they want to really fight about. No, like do some real life sort of things that's actually going to help people get improvement in their day-to-day lives.
Well, honestly, I'm glad that JD said this because I think it's really going to ruin their campaign. Because if you think about it, if he's going to be Trump's running mate, and if Trump were to win, if something were to happen to Trump, then this guy will be president.
And Trump is old, and he's unhealthy and out of shape. He's fat.
Yeah, so it's like
hold his bowels.
So it's letting you know. So he's letting you know who he is as a person. So we need to make sure that we take note and like really pay attention to the stuff that comes out of these politicians' mouths. Yeah. If he says something like that, how do you think he feels about women and people just overall in general? So I'm just glad that he said it because I think it's really going to hurt his campaign.
Exactly. I hope so too.
Yeah.
Right. I hope that we kind of keep that same energy and keep that pressure on him because that he's clearly not. And then another person. Do we want to scream DEI on him because he was elected for the first time to anything 2 years ago in 2022. He's been an elected official for 2 years, and he's trying to be a heartbeat away from being the president of the United States. But they want to call Kamala a DEI hire.
Right. And that's insane to me. Just the stuff that they make up. And that's another thing too. And, I want to talk about that too, because I don't like that people try to spin these narratives and just come up with these just false statements and just lies on her. You know what I mean? Like you're just making up stuff. You're just pulling up stuff and you're not stating the facts. Like state the facts. Like my cousin, like today, Tim, I know Tim might be checking us out. Tim sent me some stuff from some dude like, yeah, well, Kamala, she's Asian and she's trying to pass as black. Asian, what are you talking about? She went to HBCU. She's a pledge, AKA, like, but you all are making up stuff and you're trying to run with it. It's okay if you want to roll with Trump, by all means, go ahead, do your thing. But damn it, man, just stop making up lies. Yeah. Just come with the truth, come with the facts instead of making up stuff and putting lies on this person that's not even true.
Ain't no way I'm gonna let a white man disrespect a black woman like that. And I don't care that she's not 100% black, because a lot of us ain't. I don't care that she's married to a white woman, because a lot of y'all or a white man, because a lot of y'all have questionable sort of relationships, and the people you choose and that sort of thing. So I'm not even penalizing her for that or whatever. And that's a disappointing thing too. You got a whole black woman out here who is an AKA, who's a graduate and an alum of Howard University.
Yeah.
She like, I don't have a picture handy or whatever, but her black father is as dark as me. I know the lights are kind of making me a little bit lighter today or whatever, but he's darker than me. But also her mom was one of those activist sort of ladies. They lived in California, so they were participating in those organizations like those social organizations that were always fighting for social issues and stuff like that. So she didn't have a regular Indian woman who was just sitting home eating marsala or something like that. Like, she was out doing the work and trying to be an ally, because she was loving on a black man. She had a baby with a black man, so she was doing a lot of the work with him. So that's the environment that Kamala grew up in. She grew up in an activist sort of environment in California, and that sort of, which led her to do law, because she wanted to make better outcomes for people locked up in the judicial system. But now you have people trying to tell lies about what she did as an attorney general, which was untrue. She wasn't putting people in jail just for weed. She was one of the types of prosecutors that was helping to get people from coming back. She was working on those recidivism programs to help you once you get out here. We're going to give you the resource and the help to make sure that you don't do anything to get yourself back in jail. You know what I'm saying?
But people are coming up with
those forward-thinking sort of prosecutors, are very progressive sort of prosecutors. I think she was one of the first ones to mandate body. Yeah, she was actually. Yeah, the very first attorney general in American history to mandate that police officers wear body cameras. That don't sound like someone who's in the pockets of police. That sounds like someone who realizes that we got a problem with police. So let's put some eyeballs on them and let's make it statewide, which is what she did. Now, though, that's something that should be nationwide and that sort of thing. But yeah, people want to lie about her and call her all kind of things and not really research who she is, just say the things. And a lot of people who do that are people who share the same type of chromosomal DNA that we have, those men, black men. And that is so disappointing to me, is that, like, how can you be a black man knowing that Trump is on one side? We don't even got to talk about Kamala right now. Let's just talk about Trump
and all the stuff that he's done
with the exonerated five, the Central Park Five, and how he lied on them and put out ads and wanted them to die for something that was a lie. Think about all them people in the 70s and 80s that tried to rent homes and apartments from Trump-owned real estate, and he said no because they had that little initial on there that indicated that they were black. So, like, how are we gonna make excuses for a bona fide racist, but we're gonna get a black lady some problems?
And it kills me, Ced, when I see brothers, especially our brothers, like you said, dragging Kamala. I just don't understand. But again, I feel like there's a lot of people that's uninformed out there. They're really misinformed about Kamala and her plight and what she's going to do for the country. And all I'm saying is, it's 2024. We have so much access to Google on our phone. We have AI when you can type this up to ask questions. You cannot be misinformed in 2024. Just all you got to do is just go to your phone and put up your information. Just ask a question, but don't go online spewing negativity and false information when it's not even true. You know what I'm saying? You're just going online posting stuff and not even fact checking before you do it. That's all I'm saying. Just get the facts together. Just like Donald Trump. Donald Trump didn't have his facts together yesterday at the NABJ National Convention. NABJ, by the way, National Association of Black Journalists. They had their national convention in Chicago, and Trump had a lot of people talking by the mess that came out of his mouth, surprisingly. We have a clip. Check this out.
My clips are slow. Oh, sorry. Yeah, my clips are slow today. My computer.
It's cool.
Yeah, there we go.
Now, mind you, he's speaking to a room full of black journalists. So a lot of Ced and I colleagues were there. And they were shocked by the stuff that came out of his mouth.
You've used words like animal and rabbit to describe Black district attorneys. You've attacked Black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking Black supporters to vote for you, why should Black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question so in such a horrible manner. First question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC?
Hello,
I think they're
how are you?
a fake news network, a terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the Black population of this country. I've done so much for the Black population of this country, including employment, including opportunity zones with Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, which is one of the greatest programs ever for Black workers and Black entrepreneurs. I've done so much. And, you know, and I say this, historically Black colleges and universities were out of money. They were stone cold broke. And I saved them and I gave them long-term financing and nobody else was doing it.
That's a lie.
I think it's a very rude introduction. I don't know exactly why you would do something like that. And let me go a step further. I was invited here and I was told my opponent, whether it was Biden or Kamala, I was told my opponent was going to be here. It turned out my opponent isn't here. You invited me under false pretense. And then you said, you can't do it with Zoom. Well, you know, where's Zoom? She's going to do it with Zoom and she's not coming. And then you were half an hour late, just so we understand. I have too much respect for you to be late. They couldn't get their equipment working or something was
President,
wrong.
I would love
I think
if you
it's
can
a
answer
very
the question
nasty
on your
question.
rhetoric and why you
I have
believe that
answered
Black
the
voters
question.
should trust you with another
I
4
have
years.
been the best president for the Black population since Abraham Lincoln. That's my answer.
Better than President Johnson, who signed the Voting Rights Act.
And for you to start off a question and answer period, especially when you're 35 minutes late because you couldn't get your equipment to work in such a hostile manner, I think it's a disgrace.
Let me just ask a follow-up.
Let's stop it right there and let's talk about that because that's a fact check moment that I want to be able to hear with everyone. He said that the reason we started this late was because you all had issues with your audio and that sort of thing. They didn't have any issues with the audio before Trump got on stage. They didn't have any issues with audio for the people after he got on the stage. There was no issues with audio during that entire time because I know people who are at the convention right now and there was no audio issues with it. The reason for the delay was because Trump was insisting that the three journalists on stage do not fact check him live during this conversation. So he wanted to be able to answer questions and not have any sort of feedback or fact checking from any one of those three Black women on the stage. They didn't want that to happen. So they went back and forth for a good 35, 45 minutes before NABJ finally relented and said, okay, we're not going to do that. Because if you watch the interview, it's not a whole lot of fact checking. She did a little bit right there. But just like the debate was, they just let him say whatever he wants to say and never follow it up with like, okay, that's not true, or that's not correct, or that's kind of a half truth and that sort of thing or whatever. So that's the reason for that delay on that. So we already see what sort of thing. And I'm irritated at the end of the NABJ, honestly, because I'm like, why did y'all do this?
Yeah, why did they invite him knowing that he's not going to answer the question directly? Any question that you ask Trump, he's not going to directly answer it. He's going to dance around it. So why invite him anyway? But what he will do is use it as an opportunity to do buzzworthy moments like this, you know, just to generate conversation and turn around and say, oh, I brought that interview, because that's what he's saying. He's saying that he felt like what you all just saw was one of the best things that he's ever done. Really. Case in point, do we have the clip about him saying the stuff about Kamala Harris?
Oh, about her not being Black?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, let's play that.
Unbelievable the stuff that comes out of this man's mouth. And again, he's not saying the facts. He's not coming with the truth. So why would you want a president that doesn't give you the truth? I don't understand why people are still stuck on trying to like just make him the president again. I don't understand that.
Yeah, ain't no way I'm still in that. Ain't no way I'm ever on that particular point. And we ain't even talked about the big thing, which is the Project 2025 or whatever.
But I heard that
stands to do.
But then he walked out before they could even ask him about that.
Mm-hmm, they did. Yeah, you shut it down. I don't know why my videos are not playing. I should have downloaded them. Would have been easier.
Well, just the stuff that came out of his mouth about Kamala, like, it's unbelievable, you know, to just really that's not even presidential behavior, but Trump has never exhibited that anyway, you know, so.
At all. And like the fact that we're still giving it airtime and we're still giving.
Yeah. Can you be surprised? Like, come on.
Using that.
He ends up going to Yale Law School and was one of the top students. Surprising to a lot of people, but the people are now voting, and it's taking this issue that's been going on for 52 years and is torn.
Americans oppose Roe v. Wade being overturned.
They don't. George,
this is the full interview.
Our whole campaign was steered toward him, and now we have to steer toward him. But ultimately, it's the same because they have bad policy. It's very difficult, actually. He's the worst border czar in the history of the world. Over there, Harris is a fantastic person who just interviewed me at length, and we had a great interview, I think, and I heard you got very good ratings on that.
Well,
interview.
You told me it was the longest one of your life, so we had a good discussion. Look, I want to talk about why you're here today. I mean, it is not lost on us how divided we are as a country. And as you were coming today, we really got to see that we were divided along the lines of race, along the lines of gender. And there is this question of, in this moment where we are, why come here? What is your message today?
My message is to stop people from invading our country that are taking, frankly, a lot of problems with it. But one of the big problems, and a lot of the journalists in this room I know and I have great respect for, a lot of the journalists in this room are black. I will tell you that coming from the border are millions and millions of people that happen to be taking black jobs. You had the best.
What exactly is a black job, sir?
A black job is anybody that has a job. That's what it is. Anybody that has a job.
All right.
And
Mr.
they're taking the employment
I
away.
will guarantee you,
black
ain't no
people.
Mexican coming over and taking my job.
They're invading. It's an invasion.
Because you're gonna need skills,
people,
and you're gonna need an
15,
ID.
17 million people. I have a feeling it's much more than that. And everybody's been seeing what's happened. The first group of people, the black population, is affected most by that. And Kamala is allowing it to happen. She's the border czar.
All right. I did find that one. So here it is.
Black woman.
Well, I can say, no, I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She has always identified as a black woman.
I
She went to a
respect
historically
either
black
one.
college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do
And
you
I
believe
think,
that
I think
she is
somebody should look into that too when you ask continue in a very hostile.
Again, this is somebody who is running for president again. And we already know what he's capable of. We already know how he rolls. And he's someone that definitely has never been qualified to be president of the United States. And he's trying to get back in there again. And the choice is very clear for me, who I'm going to vote for. Oh, yeah. It's just important that we all need to get out there and vote. That's it.
Yep. No question. No question.
Because if we don't, it's going to be more shenanigans and stuff going on in our country, like the insurrection that we dealt with as a country. Come on now.
Yep. And then the 4 years that he was president, that was a miserable 4 years. It was
horrible.
It was awful. Like everything was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Even our joy was gone.
I know. Well, it's interesting though, like this, and I know we're going to keep things moving because we spent a lot of time on that right there. But it's interesting, I talked about it earlier in the show. Said when Black celebrities stand up and when they say stuff about Kamala Harris, especially when it's a Black male. Case in point, Judge Joe Brown, he has some very disparaging remarks to say about Kamala Harris, and we want you all to check it out. Definitely want to get your opinion on it. Here it is.
And she wasn't that good in the courtroom, if not pretty bad in the courtroom. So I'm not surprised at what she does. She's 60 years old, and I think listening to her word salad and the way she talks, I think she's got early onset dementia and also some problems with menopausal complications.
Wow.
That's that. You see, today is going to be tomorrow. So since it's going to be tomorrow, today we have tomorrow, which is why we are now. Like, what did you say? They have something in mind, but they cannot cognate getting all the way through it, which is why she's famous for this word salad garbage, and she doesn't make a bit of sense. I think since she's only 60, she's actually on a worse track than Biden was. Biden is 20-some years older than her, and he has been senile for a long time. Now, about 5 or 6 years ago, when did they start ramping up to do this? 2019. Okay, I was saying Biden has been a failure his whole adult career.
Started from the beginning, though. That's the video that I want you to start from the beginning. Because just the stuff that he says, I'm going to tell you why he said the stuff that he's saying about Kamala. I think that he tried to shoot a shot at Kamala Harris back in the day at some point in time. She shot him down. She said, look, I'm not with that. And that's why he feels the way that he feels.
Yeah.
I just feel like... You said what, said?
I said I was going to say that after he said what he said on that. But I
got to ask you about Kamala Harris. How you feel about her?
She's a piece of shit. I was in California. She lacked professional competence, and she worked on it by hiking up her hemline when she needed influence rather than researching. I was out in California for 15 years doing my show when she was at her peak, and she had a reputation amongst the trial lawyers of being lazy. She just hike her skirt up and try to flirt, and she wasn't that good in the courtroom, if not pretty bad in the courtroom.
Yeah, I think that that's something personal.
I
really do. It's something personal with him.
He wanted a piece like Montel Williams got a piece.
Yeah, that's what that is. That's all that is. Yeah,
and
he's mad
because he turned him down.
That's clear. It's clear to see. Anybody can see that right there. Also, someone else. But say like, what's your take on this? Like, outside of that.
Oh no, I think it's just a jealous spirit. It's like you don't, because this has nothing to do with her qualifications to do the job in which she's trying to get on that. Like even if he's true or whatever, like since that point, because that was clearly 25 years ago or whatever, since that point, she's gone on to be a statewide attorney general. So she's ran the Justice Department, hundreds of lawyers and assistants and all that in the second largest justice system in the world, right after the one in DC. She also became a senator and ran that office, and she's been a vice president. So even if she's as bad as what you say she's been, since she's been that bad, she's also gotten a lot of great experience to
and a lot of jobs
to be president, which you ain't got. You have lost your show, Judge Joe Brown. You've also been put into jail as well. So like your last 5-10 years has not been the same caliber as Kamala's last 5 or 10 years.
Do you think that his words will affect her campaign because he is a person of influence?
No, and I was talking about this to my colleagues at work. I'm like, we have this cult of celebrity with Black people, and I just wish we just eliminate it totally, because why would we care what a celebrity thinks if he's not an expert on X, Y, and Z or whatever? Just because you're famous, that like it means your words are more valuable?
Mm-hmm.
No. No, I kind of want you to be an expert on what you're talking about so that I can trust what you're talking about or whatever. We all have our fields in which we're experts in or whatever. So I'm like, yeah, like I don't think that affected. Then two, what's the relevancy of Judge Joe Brown? How many judge shows are we really watching? Right. Don't they change out all these judges like so quickly or whatever? Like he ain't got no show, and I think a lot of the shows that we grew up with, not even like I can't even tell you who's a popular judge show right now because a lot of them have either changed networks or gotten canceled or taken off, and they put on. Come on, no, ain't nobody paying attention to Judge Joe Brown and what he has to say.
Yeah. Let us know your opinion. Let us know your thoughts at Everybody Mad Live Podcast. Don't forget, too, you can follow us on Facebook and on Instagram, too. Amanda Seales. Now, you know what? It's crazy that Amanda Seales, here's my thing with Amanda Seales. I want Amanda Seales. Sometimes I'd be like, I really want to like her. I want to like her. I know she's, but she keeps opening her mouth and she keeps putting her foot in her mouth and just saying the dumbest shit. So it's like, even like when the whole stuff went down when she was on Insecure and everything like that, I was like, oh, people, they were saying that Amanda Seales got this crazy attitude and she's a mess to work with behind the scenes and everything, but then she'll get on interviews and shay and explain her side of the story. And it's like, I'm really rooting for her, but then she just comes and does stupid stuff and says something that just make you say, damn, Amanda. Case in point, she started dragging Kamala Harris, and this is the comment that she made about her. You all check it out and we can talk about this.
Of Kamala Harris stating things. I don't need politicians to state things. I need politicians to do things. When I met with Kamala Harris after she summoned me, I said to her straight up, you talk out two sides of your neck and we don't know what you're talking about. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Kamala Harris who's trying to shut me the fuck up. Because I told her straight up that I feel like she is disingenuous in her messaging. And she said to me, well, you're being too critical. And I said, I am a voter. I'm supposed to be critical. That's my job. And I want to see actions. She said, well, how am I supposed to talk about racism in America without calling Americans racist? I said, well, first of all, there are many racist Americans, but there's also policy, legislation, institution, and systems that are racist that need to be addressed. They need to be addressed. And if you're not going to do that in an actualized way and in a loud, bold way, people will never really know where you're coming from. Well, you can't tell me how I feel. So I'm not telling you how you feel. I'm telling you how you sound. I'm telling you how you sound. Okay? The truth is that you should always question your source and what are their intentions. And what you all need to know is that I don't need to do any of this. I don't need to talk about any of this.
Then why are you talking? My whole thing is you have a platform. You are a black female. You know what's at stake right now in this election. Why would you get on your platform with your hundreds of thousands of followers and say something like that? I don't get it. Like, now is not the time, even if you have an issue, and this sounds like this might have happened a few years ago. Why are you telling that
vice
story?
president? Probably.
Yeah. Why, and the stuff that you're talking about, she's vice president. She don't have a lot of control over the stuff. Anyway, said you give your opinion, because you're talking about, like, why didn't she do this and why she's vice president?
Right.
So, it ain't but so much she can do.
Right. Right. And I think that's a misnomer that a lot of people just think or whatever. And then two, like we like to put the weight of the world on one person's shoulders.
Yes.
We want one person to be our savior. We want that one person, like, once you get to that level, we want you to take the mantle and just run with it and be that Superman. But we forget that we We, the collective, the group, we have the power. The power is in the people. The power is not in a person because we don't have kings. And that's what I'm saying. Like we keep forgetting about the fact that we are a democracy. We're a representative democracy. So the power is in the people. The power is not in the people that are up there. And we got it all twisted around. And I'm like, we have these expectations of our politicians to go and fix everything that's wrong with everything here, whether it be personally, whether it be professionally, whether it be societally. Like we want our politicians to fix everything, but the one thing that we don't do, we don't arm them with what they need so that they can really fight. Because we send them up there to fight, but we send them up there to a gunfight with a knife. You know, like we're sending black people in there, but we're not sending enough black people there or whatever. Like we're not sending enough people who believe in the things that we believe in so that they can actually affect some change and make some things happen, because we're still in America. This is a democracy, and the racists are sending their people too. They're sending their people to the government or whatever. So if we're going to counterbalance that, we have to overwhelm what we send. And if we're just sending one or two people at a time or whatever, nothing is ever going to change. That's why nothing has changed, because we don't mobilize around our individual issues. We try to anoint this leader, and this is the leader that needs to go forth and change. Like we expected Obama to come in and change racism by himself. He gonna do that by himself?
Right.
We got to put in some work on our end. The work that we do on the end is to make sure that the people who are representing us have the same thoughts as we do, so that when we send a Barack to there to fix the racism, now he has about 200, 300, 400 people that's going to be able to help him also do that from a policy sort of angle or whatever. So that stuff that Amanda Seales is talking about or whatever, Kamala is one lady.
Yeah.
One lady. She can't change everything by herself. Certainly she can speak to certain things or whatever, but the actual change is going to have to be with convincing all the other people that make those laws and policies and that sort of thing too. And Amanda Seales, like, I almost turned her completely off, because when she said Kamala summoned her.
I know. That was such a flex. That was such a flex.
Summoned me. What? Are you her servant?
Right.
Do you work for her? She ain't summon you.
She did.
Her people call your people to see if you had some availability to meet with them or whatever. Like that's it. That's it. Like, stop trying to make it more than what it is. But
right.
That's why
black folks.
That's why I don't like Amanda Seales.
But I'm just kind of surprised again that Amanda Seales, being a black female, would really have those kind of words. Would have those kind of words for a vice president that is trying to become president of the United States when there's so much at stake in this election. I want to hear your thoughts. I appreciate everybody checking us out. Tony's still rocking with us. He said Joe Brown has peaked and now he's mad.
Pretty much it.
Yeah. Pretty much it. Definitely want to get your opinion. Hey, we got some more stories too. I know we the show is really jumping tonight. Okay, so the Sonya Massey case, everybody's still talking about it. Everybody's still mad. It's such a horrible, sad situation. But anyway, this black woman, she was killed by Deputy Sean Grayson after calling 911 to report that there was something, a little bit, fishy going on. She thought there was an intruder at her house. But right now, this case is still unfolding right now, because Grayson is facing multiple charges, including first-degree murder, which is good. I'm so glad that, people saw exactly what we all saw. But I think that there needs to be more conversation just about how this officer was able to get this job, being his trouble past. I think there needs to be more of a discussion on that, because no one is talking about that. Everybody's talking about, he killed. And then, I saw Candace Owens talking about he was right. She was holding the water. Are you serious? Like
Candace is going to always find a way to cap for the white folks.
Yeah. But then she's trying to get views too. That's all that is. I think she's just trying to go against the grain. But, this guy, like this officer, he had bad energy when he walked into her house. We could show I don't think we're going to show the video tonight, but it's really sad. It's really sad. But this officer, he had drinking problems. He had mental problems, because he was actually kicked out of the Army.
Yeah,
right?
He was kicked out of the Army. He had a discharge from the Army for DUI. So he was arrested for drunk driving first. So he was discharged from the Army. And then he was able to find a police job. Was released from that police job. But one of the comments from that previous job was that he struggled with de-escalation. So he was supposed to go to some classes so that he can be better at learning how to de-escalate situations.
And clearly,
he finds another job at another police agency and escalates a situation that was not even tense.
Yeah. I mean, well, and let's be honest. Like, he had jobs at six different police precincts in the past 4 years. That's a problem. So I don't understand why he was able to get that job. And yes, that police force, that department in Springfield, they failed the community because you hired somebody that shouldn't even have been working at the police department.
Right. Right, because they had the information. They had the information about his career. They had his record, so they knew who he was. But a lot of times, certain rules may or may not apply to you in certain cases or whatever, if you look the right perspective or complexion and that sort of thing. And I think that's one of the cases. Was a big old white guy. He had to be about 6'7", 6'5", 6 something like that, tall. Or whatever. This is a little bit of the video from the case. I'm not going to play the audio. Well, I guess I could.
Well,
drop the fucking pot. Drop the fucking pot. 19 shots fired. Shots fired. Drop the fucking pot.
Information or vehicle information. That's the stuff when you start working on to help them out. Just confirm self-inflicted. On off. Abbey County's update. If I didn't. Self-inflicted.
They told her to turn the water off.
Yeah.
Huh? Where you going? Away from your hot steaming water. Away from the hot steaming water? Yeah. Oh, I would rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. You better fucking not. I swear to God, I'll fucking shoot you right in your fucking face.
See?
Drop the fucking pot! Drop the fucking pot! Drop the fucking pot! 19 shots fired. Shots fired! Drop the fucking pot!
I'm sure everybody has seen this, and what I want people to know is that when his police department came, he lied and said that she charged him with the water.
Right.
So I'm so glad that he's being that he was arrested. He's being charged with murder because he lied. He even lied when the department got there, and even when the team got there, and they were like, "Where's her gun?" Oh, well, she charged me with the water. She didn't charge. She didn't charge at him at all.
At all. She stood right there, and she only went over there because when you got there, and I don't know what's wrong on my camera, but when you got there, after you was there, you told her to go turn the water off because she had some water boiling.
Yeah,
that was not intended for you, sir.
Yeah,
but for whatever reason, he has some mental issues. For him to think that she was threatening him with that pot of water, and then too, it's water. Like, can't you dodge it? Like, you're not right up on her. If she throw that pot of water, like, what's the worst that can happen to you?
Right, but you shot her in the head. Come on. But see, again, and this is something that I was researching too when looking up this story. Said there was actually something called the George Floyd Act, which was supposed to have like a list of cops, like when cops do stuff from state to state, that they're unable to get jobs in other cities. But the act was never passed. Congress never passed that. So that's the problem. But again, this is why it's very important that people need to go out there and vote. You go out there and vote locally, you can make change. But when you don't vote, stuff like this happens, and keep getting these jobs and moving about and not being held accountable for their actions.
Yeah, I don't know what the problem is with that, but that's one of the things that we kept screaming is that, like, you need some sort of accountability so that we can, once we go through these issues, we have some way to stop them from continuing to happen.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely want to get your thoughts on all these stories right here. Hey, some other craziness that's going on right now. New York State Supreme Court Justice, Justice Aaron P. Gall is facing possible removal from the bench after making racist remarks and threatening to shoot a group of black teenagers. Now, this went down a couple of years ago at a house party that wasn't even on her property. But you want to see her act up? Check this out. This is a judge, by the way. I want you all to see this right here.
I'll take a step forward. Hi, I'm Erin Gall. I'm a Supreme Court judge. I'm trying to help clear things out here. Yeah, we've been trying. Come back tomorrow to find your keys. You gotta leave. You're not gonna find your keys.
Where's the
you
car?
gotta call an Uber and get off the property.
This is the car?
No. That's what I'm
The red
saying.
one across. We'll hang out at the car. All right. I'm gonna
No,
look for these
done.
keys,
You're
right?
done. Get off the property. And that's Judge Gall. I'm a fucking judge. I'm telling you, get off the fucking
Guys, hey,
property.
dude, go wait at the car.
No,
Go to the car. Go to the
Judge,
car.
I don't give a fuck. You tell your mother you were on a property that you weren't supposed to be at.
Right.
Get off the property. There's a fight here. I don't want anyone on the property.
It's not her property.
Clear it out, I will. I'm not looking for keys. Guys, don't look for keys anymore, please. I don't care about this kid's fucking keys.
I do. So
I don't.
relax. It's not even your house. Chill out.
It's my jurisdiction, though.
No.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Don't laugh.
I'm
What's
not.
your name?
Capelli.
Capelli. Okay, I'll make sure I tell you. I mean, seriously, you're worried about an adult keys.
I mean, a bunch of adults.
And you're looking for his keys.
So did all the adults giving all these kids booze. So what do you want?
What was that?
So did all the adults giving these kids booze.
No, we don't even know who this kid
Well,
is.
that's what I'm saying. Let's just chill out, all right?
Adult gave this kid booze.
Let's chill out. Let's get rid of them. All right, they're going.
It sucks for him, absolutely.
Yeah,
But-
so
and
he
there's no
jumped in a
spare.
fight.
So somebody's sister's coming to pick them up and get them out of here, and I'm going to get his information. And
Well,
if we
put him
find
in
the
the back
keys,
of the cop car and
if I
let him
find
wait
the
there.
keys,
Tell him to get out of here.
Wait, they got the worst end of it. So
Who got the worst end of it?
My daughter got punched. You haven't seen her.
I haven't seen her.
Of
No,
course
no,
you haven't.
no.
She stopped
Where is
there.
she? So sit up, man.
just
All
so
right, it's gonna hurt
It's
you.
not one-sided. You're saying one-sided. He
No,
definitely,
no, I didn't say one-sided.
hopefully I taught my son well. He
I
put a
didn't say it was
smack
one-sided,
down once he got hit.
I
Put
didn't
a
say it was
smack down.
one-sided. I just said that.
You did say it was one-sided?
No, I said they got the worst end of it.
They didn't, yeah. Hopefully he did get the worst end of it because I taught my son to kick the shit out of anyone who hits him first.
This is a judge.
Going on immediately, it's just paperwork.
This is a judge. Anyway, she
we can do it through the sheriff's department, or we can do it.
So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of the whole situation right there. But you can see she was unhinged. She did threaten to shoot the black teenagers if they came back on the property that isn't hers at all. She did testify though that she said that she doesn't see color. She's not a racist. She has numerous family and friends that she refers to as aunt and uncle. They are of color. She said she doesn't see color. She said, but she can see what the optics show. She said, but she's not a racist. Not at all. But she needs to be bent. She said that she was experiencing some PTSD, and that's why she spazzed out the way that she did.
Wow.
Yeah. But she says that, with her threatening to shoot the black teenagers if they return, that wasn't racially motivated. So, but,
So what was the motivation?
Yeah, exactly. What else could it be?
That's what I'm sure
If they did, they'll be arrested, or they'll be shot on the property.
Well, I'm just letting you know that.
Because
best case
when they
scenario-
trespass, you can shoot them on the property.
Just come here
No.
No, I'm just saying.
I'll shoot them on the property.
That's a judge. That's a judge.
She said, "Don't call me lady. I'm a judge."
Yeah, that's what we have going on right now.
What's your pronouns?
Right. But she's facing removal right now, and
As she should.
Yeah, she should. She should be removed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of racist people in New York, and people always think the racism is down south. I try and tell people racism is not limited to the South. Like racism is everywhere.
Everywhere. Case in point, this video right here. This is something where we see this dude having a meltdown, a public meltdown, and cursing out a black female in his apartment complex. Check this out right here.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Yeah, let's go! Let's go! You're getting... Where you fucking came from, you fucking Then do something so you can go to jail.
Fight me with your fucking brother.
Do something so you can go to jail.
Let's go.
Do something so you can go to jail.
Let's go.
Jail.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
To prison.
Go.
To jail.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. You want to fight me? You want to fight me? Let's go.
Have you recorded?
Let's go.
Let's
go. This is the third time. Third time. Third fucking time.
No one talked to you. You racist cunt.
Fuck you, you fucking nigger.
You're
Bitch. Shut
racist.
the fuck up, you
You're
gay.
racist. You
Fuck
They say he does. That's his information, y'all.
Does he live here? He lives here, right?
He's on Facebook.
You're out. You're out.
You're out.
Find a new place to live.
That's right.
Damn.
Period. It's not going to be tolerated anymore.
Also, we found out that he has a history of being arrested. This wasn't even for being racist. He was arrested after selling 96 vape cartridges with THC, and I think this was in another state. Looks like it was Texas somewhere, San Antonio. So yeah, par for the course.
People are losing their mind, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think that it's 2024. The climate that we're living in right now, you do have to keep your head on swivel.
Yeah,
you really do.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I mean, people are losing their minds. They're losing their
people
minds.
have been emboldened too, with just kind of the way America's kind of leaning now. People have more of a license now to kind of be Trumpy and just say what's on their mind because they think that that's okay, and it's been okay since 2016 or whatever. Once he got elected, but no, it's still a society. Like, can we just worry about ourselves and worry about you and just make sure you're living a bit like it's amazing how people like let little things like that have no bearing on your individual life, like how you let that make you mad or get affected or anything like that. Like, it's just crazy to me.
Yeah, man, people have lost their mind. Switching gears to entertainment news, Real Housewives fans are rejoicing because Phaedra Parks is coming back. She announced, well, actually, Bravo announced this past Monday that the former reality star, well, actually, she's not a former reality star because she's been on Married to Medicine. I got the dirt on that. But she actually left Married to Medicine, and she's back on The Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Yeah, I know people are glad. She's actually been gone for like 6 or 7 seasons. So now she's back at home. Well, her original home.
Well, you know, they're trying to. I think right now what's going on with the Housewives because Kenya Moore is allegedly. They say that she's not on the show anymore because of something that she did. She did some kind of revenge porn on one of the new castmates or something like that. So they got rid of Kenya Moore. So I guess they're trying to scrounge up some old former housewives and bring them back.
Yep.
So
I guess Phaedra's going to be back on the season. You got Portia Williams coming back to the season, but actually,
is going to be part of the show.
Yep. So you're without Candy and without Kenya and without, I think Sheree's not going to be on the show. Right. So most of the cast, I can't remember about Drew Sidora what I heard about her, but most of the cast is gone.
Yeah. So that's the latest with the Housewives, though, and you know, of course, Nene can't come back because Nene burnt her bridge, and she really thinks that she's able to come back, but you see they're not bringing her back at all.
Nope, they're not bringing her back, and she ain't coming back. Like
no, she ain't coming back. She
sailed as soon as she shut that laptop. It was over.
It was over. It was over. And guess what? It's going to stay that way because they got to remind her at the end of the day, you're a black woman. Did you try to go up against us and you were talking all that shit? No, you can't come back.
Mm-hmm. Nene wasn't really a good person either.
No, not.
I mean, she was good TV. She was great TV for what they need, but like she to me wasn't a good person. And what I mean, karma always comes back around. Whatever you exude into the universe, the universe finds a way to put it right back in your ass.
Yeah, that's true. That's really what it is. Said, man, we got to wrap up the show, brother. This has been good, though, man. We had a real good show, and we appreciate everybody checking us out. You can always follow us at Everybody Mad on Instagram and also on Facebook too. And you can check me out, Kenya Cabine, on all social media platforms.
Yep, I am at Ced Lover everywhere. When you find me on social media, I'm usually there or not, depending on the day. But I won't make no promises about next shows and all that stuff. But
I know that's right.
We have said we're gonna start back doing this.
Oh no, man.
If it's not weekly, it'll be every other week. But yeah, we got to get back because it's an important season for not just our community, but for our country. We got a lot of important stuff to talk about. And as we see, like sometimes people, when they put out stuff on social media and when they put out information is not correct or it's biased or it doesn't really tell the whole story, whatever like that. So I definitely think we need to make sure that we're kind of lending our sort of voices to what's about to happen over these next couple months, because we have less than 100 days until we elect a new president, because it won't be Biden, but it might possibly be Trump, or it might possibly be the first woman ever. So that's what got me excited, because I think women have been running this country a long time ago. So I'm excited to help her cross that threshold to win those 270 electoral college votes. But it's gonna be a fight against us or whatever. So what we saw this week was just a smidgen of what's gonna happen. Like they're gonna call her any kind of name, and they're gonna talk about black folk, and we're gonna be fodder for the news and in the media, whatever. So we all just need to prepare our minds for what's about to happen over this next 3 months or so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I'm with you 100% on that, Sid.
Thank y'all for joining us. We will see y'all next time. Hopefully it's next week, but even if it's not next week, it'll be soon. Because we only did 5 shows this whole year. That's crazy. It's August and we've done 5 shows.
Life, and that's all I can say. We've been lifing. That's it.
Yeah, that's what it is. Thank y'all for joining the Everybody Mad Live podcast. We'll see y'all.